Okay, let's dive in. We've all been there, right? You're looking at just boxes and boxes of photos,
Yeah.
maybe drawers full of letters, keepsakes,
hmm
and you're trying to figure out how to tell a life story with all this stuff. Maybe it's your own story, maybe it's for someone else.
Yeah, and it can feel completely overwhelming. Just where do you even start? It looks like this huge mountain to climb.
Exactly. That feeling, it's pretty common that a mix of wanting to do it but also kind of dreading opening that first box.
Well, the source material we're looking at today, this article about choosing photos and keepsakes, it actually offers some really um, helpful, almost gentle advice for exactly this.
Yeah, it does. And that's our mission for this deep dive, to
Okay.
really unpack that advice, pull out the key things that can make this whole process feel less scary, I guess.
And more meaningful, maybe even, dare I say, enjoyable.
Hopefully. Because the goal isn't about creating some kind of perfect, pristine archive, is it?
No, not at all. It's about capturing the essence of the story, the feeling.
And I think the first thing the article tackles, which is so important, is that pressure. The pressure to make it perfect.
Oh, absolutely. It basically says, forget perfect. Start with your heart. Don't get bogged down searching for the perfect shot.
Which is counterintuitive sometimes.
Hmm.
We think we need the technically brilliant photos, sharp focus, great lighting, everyone looking at the camera.
Right, the standard stuff. But the article makes this great point that actually those aren't always the ones that really tell the story, are they?
No. And it explains why. It talks about the blurry photos, the candid moments.
Yeah, like someone caught mid-laugh or a really quick snapshot over a family dinner. Maybe someone just completely absorbed in their hobby.
Those kinds of shots. They might not be technically amazing, but they have this energy, this authenticity.
Exactly, the feeling of a real moment. That's what connects you, isn't it? That feeling jumps out more than technical skill.
It really does.
Yeah.
You see a posed photo, and okay, it's a record, but then you see that slightly blurry one of friends just piled together laughing.
And you feel it. You feel the joy, the connection. So the article really flips the priority emotional connection over technical perfection. That's the filter.
Okay, that makes a lot of sense.
Yeah.
And then it builds on that, talking about balancing different kinds of perspectives. It says, yes, include the big milestones.
Of course. Weddings, graduations, the big birthdays, those are important markers, anchors in the timeline.
But,
Yeah.
and this is key,
Yeah.
they're not the whole story. The article really pushes for, including what it calls the everyday magic.
Oh, I loved that part. And the examples were so good. Like a picture of someone just sitting in their favorite chair, maybe with a book or a cup of tea.
Or, yeah, a random snapshot from a normal dinner.
Mm.
Or just their hands, maybe covered in flour from baking or dirt from the garden.
Those tiny, seemingly small moments, they give you the texture, the real context of a life that you just don't get from only the big events.
Precisely. It's how they live day to day. Their habits, their comforts, their little passions. That comes through in those details.
Which then leads really nicely into the next bit of advice, which is about focusing on personality.
Right. Don't just make a list of events. Think about the person's qualities. What do you want people to remember? Were they like super adventurous, really kind, hilarious, maybe quiet and thoughtful?
Okay, but how do you actually show that through photos and objects? That's the tricky part.
Well, the article suggests looking for things that demonstrate those traits. So if they were adventurous, maybe it's photos from trips, even messy ones. If they were kind, maybe it's a letter someone sent them thanking them for something.
Ah, okay, so you're curating items that reflect their character, not just their calendar. It's about showing who they were and, crucially, how they impacted others, how they made people feel.
Exactly. That resonates much more deeply than just a chronological rundown.
Okay, so you have these guiding ideas focus on feeling, balance milestones, and everyday life, showcase personality, but still, you're facing that pile. It can still feel like too much to even start.
Totally. Inertia is real. And the article has this brilliant, simple tip for that.
Yeah?
Start.
Huh. Easier said than done sometimes, right?
Well, yeah. But the point is, don't overthink that first step. You don't need the whole project mapped out. Just pick up something. Anything that catches your eye or makes you feel something.
And just begin there.
Yeah. Just engage with it. The act of starting, even really small, is often enough to break that feeling of being overwhelmed.
It's like building momentum. The article implies that starting small, maybe with just one envelope of photos or one little box, can actually spark more memories and ideas than trying to plan it all out beforehand.
Right. Action triggers more connection, more ideas.
And what if you were really stuck? Or maybe you just feel like something's missing.
Good question. The article strongly suggests bringing other people in. Leverage your community. Ask family. Ask friends for their help.
That's such a valuable point because their perspective might be totally different. They might have photos you've never seen or stories you've forgotten.
Or they might treasure an item that meant something specific to their relationship with the person. It adds layers, doesn't it? Yeah. Different viewpoints make the picture richer, more complete.
Absolutely. And speaking of adding richness, the source is really clear that this isn't just about photos. Keepsakes are just as vital.
Oh, definitely. It mentions things like letters, old recipes, ticket stubs,
Yeah.
even things like saved voicemails.
Yeah, things you can touch and feel, things that aren't just visual.
Think about it, the letter. You hear their voice in your head as you read their words.
Mhm.
A recipe card, maybe it's stained. You can almost smell the kitchen.
Or a ticket stub instantly takes you back to that concert or that trip. The feeling of being there. These tangible things hit different senses, different memories. They really do bring the story alive in a way photos sometimes can't on their own.
So true. And through this whole process, from the very beginning of sorting through stuff, to deciding what makes the final cut, the article has this really reassuring message running through it.
It's
Trust your instincts. There's no wrong way to do this. There are no wrong choices, really.
okay, that's helpful. But how do you know? What guides that instinct?
It loops back to the feeling again. The source says, if looking at something, a photo, a letter, whatever it is, makes you smile or laugh or even feel a bit emotional or just gives you that strong sense of connection, that's your sign. It belongs. Its value isn't about money or technical perfection. It's about the meaning it holds for you, for the story.
So you can let go of that pressure to create something objectively perfect or complete. The strength is in the authenticity, the personal meaning.
Exactly that.
Yeah.
So the core idea, the main philosophy we're pulling from this source, is really about capturing the essence honestly and meaningfully. It's not about building a museum.
Right. It's about the heart of the story. Honor the feelings, the real moments. Start small, trust yourself, bring others in.
So just to recap the big takeaways from our deep dive here. Number 1, ditch perfectionism, focus on feeling. 2, mix the big milestones with that everyday magic.
3, think about personality, what qualities shine through. 4, don't get paralyzed, just take one small step to start.
5, definitely involve family and friends, get their stories and perspectives.
Yeah.
And 6, remember keepsakes letters. Objects add incredible depth beyond photos.
That really covers the practical advice. But there's a final thought provoked by the source material that goes a bit deeper, doesn't it?
Yeah, it's just something really interesting. That this whole process, the sifting, the remembering, the choosing based on feeling, it isn't just about creating an archive for the future or for other people.
Okay. So what else is it?
It suggests the act of doing it, of creating this collection, can actually be a profound gift to yourself right now in the present.
Wow. So the process itself has value, like it's therapeutic almost.
Kind of, yeah. By engaging with these memories in this way, focusing on the essence, making choices based on that emotional connection, you're connecting with the past, maybe processing feelings, and solidifying the story in a way that's meaningful for you right now.
That's a really powerful idea. It reframes the whole task.
It does. So it leaves you thinking. What memories are you holding on to? Maybe in boxes, maybe just in your head. And could engaging with them now be a gift, not just for the future, but for yourself right now? Something to reflect on or perhaps even share.